Hard work, keep the fire burning. Hard work, you never stop learning. Hard work, if you wanna get better. Hard work, gotta be a go-getter. To be the best of the best, you can't settle for less. If you wanna stay hot, gotta give all you got. Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work.
Wow, I love that song. As a matter of fact, it's my walk-up song. It always reminds me of a fundamental lesson that Coach Threads teaches all his players. Hard work pays off. Now I want you to listen up, pay attention, and read along as we take a good look into my story about the value of hard work. On a sunny, warm day, the All-Stars gathered in the dugout before their first game of the new season. Gary, the third baseman, took a seat on the bench in the back and fiddled with his glove. "Let's make this our best season yet," Coach Thread said to his players. "I'm sure you all worked hard in the off-season so that you'd be ready for our first game. Now let's get out there and beat the Wildcats." The team cheered and hurried out to the field. Gary plodded over to his place behind third base. He'd stayed up late last night watching a television show with his sister, and he was tired. He yawned while he waited for the game to start. After Coach's speech, Gary felt a little guilty for not practicing like the others had, but he was sure he would be able to field the ball just as well today as he had last season. The Wildcats' first batter stepped up. Pedro pitched the ball, and the batter swung too high, missing the ball. "Strike one," called the umpire. On the second pitch, the bat made a hard crack and sent the ball in Gary's direction. He stumbled as he ran back, but caught it at the last moment and threw it toward Freddie on first base. Gary's throw went wide, and Freddie couldn't reach the ball in time to stop the batter from crossing first base. The batter stopped on second and gave Gary a grin. The whole game, Gary struggled to catch the ball whenever it went in his direction. A ground ball rolled past him, then he fumbled the catch when Sam threw him the ball to tag a runner coming past third base. A little while later, the All-Stars lost to the Wildcats, 5-1. The All-Stars left the field, feeling a little down because they'd started their new season with a loss. Coach Threads came up to Gary. "Everything okay? You seem to be missing a lot of catches today." "I'm just having a bad day," Gary said. He didn't want to tell Coach that he hadn't practiced much during the off-season. He'd played video games, gone swimming, and hung out with his friends instead of practicing. After all, he'd been on the team for 2 years now and was a good player, at least most of the time. "I'm going to schedule some extra practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays," Coach Thread said. "I think it would be a good idea if you came." Gary didn't want to go to extra practices. He had lots of other fun things he wanted to do instead. "Thanks, Coach," he said, "but I'm pretty busy." "You don't just let the team down when you don't practice," Coach Thread said. "You let yourself down too. You're a great third baseman, Gary, and if you work a little harder, you can be an excellent third baseman." All weekend, Gary thought about what Coach Threads had said. But when Tuesday came around, Gary went home instead of going to the extra practice. On Thursday, he made plans to get ice cream with a friend instead of going to the extra practice. When he showed up on the field Saturday for their next game, Gary saw most of the team was already there practicing before the game. Coach Threads was running drills, with Kathy the catcher throwing the ball to Sam, the second baseman, who would then throw to Louie in left field, or to Rita in right field. Each time, the players made the throw a little faster than the time before. "Great job," Pedro the pitcher said, while the rest of the team cheered. They all sure looked like they were having fun, even though they were working hard, Gary thought. Everyone's throws were perfect, and no one fumbled the ball like he had at the game last week. "Gary," Louie called out, "come on over and practice with us." "Maybe next time," Gary said. He was sure that first game had just been a bad day. But as the second game of the season got underway, he missed more throws and catches, and once again, the All-Stars lost. Gary sat on the bench after his teammates left, tossing the ball between his glove and his other hand. Coach Threads sat down beside him. "What's bothering you, Gary?" "I let the team down," Gary sighed. "I thought I was already a good enough third baseman, but I kept missing the ball." "Baseball is like life," Coach Threads said. "You never stop learning or trying to be better than you were the day before. Hard work today always pays off tomorrow." On Tuesday, Gary really wanted to go to the video game store with his friends, but instead, he grabbed his glove and headed out to the field. "Hey there, Gary," Louie the left fielder said. "I didn't think you were coming to the extra practices." "If I want to be a better third baseman, I need to practice more," Gary said. Coach Threads was right. Gary needed to work harder to be his best. "Do you want to run some of those drills Coach gave us?" "Sure." Louie grabbed a ball, and the two of them headed out past the bases. They practiced for an hour, throwing ground balls and passes until every catch was perfect. When the All-Stars played their third game of the season, Gary was ready. He'd practiced with the team on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and also with his dad after school. As he took his place behind third base, he felt confident that he would do his best. He wasn't perfect, but he made most of his catches and throws, and in the end, the All-Stars won the game 6-4. "Great job, Gary," Coach Threads said. "You worked extra hard this week, and it showed on the field." Gary grinned. "The All-Stars are a good baseball team," he said. "But if we all practice and work hard, we're going to be an excellent baseball team." Exactly. Coach Threads gave Gary a high five. The rest of the team cheered. "Now, let's all go get some celebratory ice cream cones." That about sums it up. If you want to be at the top of your game in whatever you do, you have to put in the hard work. There's no way around it. You owe it to those who depend on you, and you owe it to yourself. And you know what? In the long run, you're gonna feel a whole lot better, no matter what the outcome of your efforts are. And even if you fall short of a goal, you'll know that you gave it your all, and that's the best that anyone can do. When you work hard, you're always a winner.
Hard work.